Ready to roll? We're going to call the meeting to order. And Trustee Johannes, can you lead us to the Pledge of Allegiance?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have the roll call, please.
Student trustee Parmigiani.
Here.
Student trustee Byrne. Trustee Withrow.
Here.
Trustee Gonzalez Ewan.
Yep.
Trustee Napoleon Bellarice.
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk.
Here.
Trustee Johannes.
Here.
Trustee Gonzalez Brito.
Here.
Trustee Quinlan.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Can Trustee Reese please read our affirmation of statement of cooperation? You're not quite ready.
No, I don't have it.
Trustee Ewing?
I don't have it up either, but I could get it up. Give me a moment, please.
I have it.
All right. You have it memorized, right?
The Peralta Community College District Board of Trustees is committed to our effectiveness as a board. Through an annual self-evaluation and the establishment of meaningful goals, we dedicate ourselves to functioning as a high-performing team on behalf of the people we represent and helping students reach their educational goals. We therefore commit to honoring and upholding these commitments in words and in action. The full statement of cooperation is attached to this agenda item, but in summary, we commit to build trust and seek to understand each other, be prepared and follow good governance and ethical protocols, and model the behavior we want others to exhibit.
Thank you. We have a report on actions taken in closed session.
There's nothing to report.
Thank you. Can I get a motion for approval of the agenda?
Move approval.
Second. Discussion? Call the question?
Student trustee Parmigiani.
Yes.
Student trustee Byrne.
Yes.
Trustee Withrow.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Ewan.
Yes.
Trustee Napoleon Bellarice.
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk.
Yes.
Trustee Johannes.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Brito.
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Can I get a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting?
Second.
Any discussion or corrections? Roll call, please.
Student trustee Parmigiani.
Yes.
Student trustee Byrne.
Yes.
Trustee Withrow.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Ewan.
Yes.
Trustee Napoleon Bellarice.
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk.
Yes.
Trustee Johannes.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Brito.
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 3.8, Classified Employee of the Year Awards. Classified, we'll now hear from our Chancellor. Oh, there she's already on the move.
Let me move this. Where's our classified professionals who are being honored tonight? Come on up. So, this evening, trustees, I'm thrilled to recognize and congratulate 5 outstanding classified professionals whose dedication, professionalism, and outstanding contributions are making a lasting impact within our district and the larger community. Each of our colleges and the District Service Center received nominations and selected an honoree for Classified Employee of the Year to be considered as the district's overall selection to be forwarded for consideration for the California Community Colleges Chancellor's Office statewide recognition. each of our local award winners' commitment to our mission, unwavering ethical and professional standards, and their support for equitable student outcomes through their varied roles set a remarkable example for their colleagues and students alike. Their leadership within our district and the broader community highlights the essential role classified employees play in fostering student success and strengthening our learning environment. First, I'd like to congratulate Natalia Fedorova, who exemplifies, you're going to join President, go ahead and go into the middle. Go ahead and go into the middle of the room. Yeah. Who exemplifies excellence by advancing student access, graduation rates, and workforce development through initiatives like MISA and key grants. Her resilience and detail-oriented approach enable stay there. Okay, early coordination of the learning aligned employment program. As a skilled project manager, she leads complex initiatives, mentors colleagues, and fosters a positive work culture, making her a standout classified employee and the reason why she's Berkeley City College's Classified Employee of the Year. Congratulations. Next up, drawing from her own experience, as a former student and single mother, Chantel Nathaniel is deeply committed to supporting College of Alameda students, particularly women of color. She fosters community safety, builds strong partnerships, and goes beyond her duties to uplift the college. As the founder of the Sister Circle, she provides vital support to African-American female students and remains a passionate advocate for more than 20 years of service. In fact, April 3rd was Chantel's 25th anniversary as a permanent employee with a total of 27 years of service. It's no wonder why she's College of Alameda's Classified Employee of the Year. Congratulations, Chantel. As a facilities rental specialist, Janice Brown supports equitable access and student success by ensuring campus spaces are accessible for community groups and student programs. Known for her professionalism, attention to detail, and collaborative spirit, she fosters an inclusive, supportive environment. Her active involvement in planning and volunteering makes her a key asset to both colleagues and students, and an outstanding Classified Employee of the Year for Laney College. Congratulations. Though not student-facing, Brandy Carter ensures student-centered services. Come over here. Walk in 10, I'll be there in a minute. Okay. Through her work at the District Service Center, prioritizing student privacy and responsiveness to legal and public records requests. Her leadership in upgrading the PeopleSoft contracts process and guiding the District Service Center Classified Senate reflects her dedication to the district and the communities we serve. She is the ultimate team player and works thoughtfully to support her colleagues and contribute to the district's overall success, which is why she's our Classified Employee of the Year. I know it's the prom. Finally, Jamila Seha is a dedicated professional who advances student success by guiding students through enrollment, connecting them to resources, and promoting equity through culturally responsive support. As the Vice President Treasurer of the Merritt Classified Senate and a key member of the Equity and Budget Committees, she demonstrates strong leadership and commitment to shared governance. Her work on express enrollment and serving as a member of the Institutional Effectiveness Partnership Initiative, IEPI, Partnership Resource Team for another community college district further highlights her impact. Jamila's innovative and inclusive approach is what makes her Merritt College's selection and a standout candidate as the Peralta Community College District's nomination for the 2025 statewide Classified Employee of the Year. I'm going to come over in a minute, but I want to just say to all of you, Really, congratulations to our 2025 Classified Employees of the Year. We know that you are honored to celebrate you during spring activities at the colleges and here at the District Service Center. But on behalf of me and the Board of Trustees, we are grateful for your hard work, your leadership, that dedication really to serving the diverse student populations we have in our community. We sincerely appreciate your collaboration with colleagues, engaging in professional and community activities, and going above and beyond to make a lasting impact. And you all embody the passion, purpose, and possibilities within our district. So congratulations and thank you.
It's now time for our Associated Student Government reports. Do we have any colleges reporting?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Board of Trustees and everyone else. I am Merritt College President, and I will be reporting. Merritt Associated Student Government President. Just want to update you guys on some things we did in this last month. Sankofa hosted a series of Freedom Writers workshops for our scholars, an opportunity to create a journal written by students. 3 Sankofa students also went on an HBCU tour this past spring. Spring break. I don't know why it wasn't coming to my head. On March 25th, ASMC held a town hall to go over resolutions from SSCCC, which helped me vote correctly for SSCCC. On March 26th, Puente held a Cesar Chavez Day, and we had a powerful speaker, Dr. Mario Rivas, tell us about his journey in life and how it's possible to make it. On March 27th, as president of ASMC, I was invited to be a panelist at the Women's Conference, side by side with our Chancellor, President of College of Alameda, VPs of my college, and entrepreneurs. Not only was it a good and beautiful event, but it was powerful, and it is important that we create spaces for women to be heard and to be themselves. ASMC went to March in March, another SSCCC event, walking side by side with our peers in support of undocumented students, DEI, and other federal laws that will affect us as California students. ASMC is donating $2,000 to our Basic Needs Center. Basic Needs is essential to every campus as they are some of the only reliable resources on campus. It is important that we pour into our Basic Needs Centers as they provide so much for our campus. This past weekend, I had the opportunity of going with leaders from all Peralta colleges and our student trustees to Student Senate for California Community College General Assembly. Over that time, I became a Region 3 Affairs Director. My board member, Fatima Jelks, became Regional Communications Officer. C.K. Chan from Laney College became our Regional Officer of Finance. Peralta now has 3 student representatives on a state level. I learned how if we communicate within our district, we could become on one accord. When we were at SSCCC, none of the delegates knew each other, but we worked together as Peralta. We voted together, and it just showed me how empowering it could be if we stand up for each other. I realized that we need to be one within a district. We all had some discrepancies with different things within our college, and it made us vote differently on some resolutions. And I was like, we're a district, we should be together. And how important outreach is. A lot of people reached out to me because of my new jacket, making sure that I'm representing for not only Merritt, but for Peralta. And then I have one last thing about embracing the swarm. We have 4 campuses as students, but what we don't have is some things that are not universal. I wanted to bring up the prayer room. One of my students at Merritt College came to me about a prayer room that was at BCC, which is very, very beautiful, to say the least. And I also know that the district has created a prayer room. I had to see a student before spring break, so like 2 weeks ago, praying outside with his mat on the ground in the parking lot, and I didn't like how that felt. Prior to this semester, I was unaware that students needed this. Students also take classes at BCC, show me their beautiful prayer room. This is something not every campus has, but should have, and I feel like it will help embrace our swarm as well. That's all for my report.
Hello. Good afternoon, Board of Trustees. I'm Erison Peope, President of ASUA, Associated Students of College of Alameda. And thank you. Here's my report on our activities for the past month. So first, we met up with the chief, operating officer of Peralta, COO, Greg Nelson, regarding the bookstores. We had talks with him about what students' wants and needs regarding bookstores, seeing that as many of them have closed. And our next activity, we also held a Women's History event, I believe, on the week of March 28th, where we had a sort of wall of remembrance, and then students could could write note cards on women they appreciate and put them up on the little wall. We also had a slideshow showcasing various women throughout our college, various important women throughout our college. And as Davina said earlier, we all had the pleasure, all of the Peralta College's student governments had the pleasure of attending the SSCCC General Assembly during spring break. It was very wonderful. We all had the chance to vote on resolutions that will impact all the colleges in the state. And we've also voted on the executive board members of the organization. And as Davina said earlier, we managed to get 3 Peralta members on our regional board. So, Peralta represent. And that is it for my report. Thank you.
We have other campuses reporting? Move on to the Peralta Classified Senate report.
Yes, hello, and good evening. Good evening, Board of Trustees, Chancellor Gilkerson, colleagues, students, and community members. This will be a brief report. I do want to just begin with congratulating the 5 classified employees of the year. That's very exciting and inspiring. So glad to have sort of remotely been a participant of that. That was really, that felt really good to hear. I want to begin with Senate activities. Most recently, last Friday, April 4th, we had the third in the series of the classified symposiums. This was held at Laney College. And this is again the third in the series. I'll talk a little bit more about professional development, but essentially this kind of ends at least this series in terms of a PD activity that kind of parallels the faculty flex day events specific to classified at Peralta. The campus Senate elections, so we have 5 campuses, 5 senates that make up the PCS. We are undergoing the campus Senate elections, which will determine the makeup of the Peralta Classified Senate, that being 15 senators and a set of officers. The elections are scheduled to be determined no later than the end of this month, April 30th, and then we move on to appointing our PCS officers at that point in the months of May and June. Meanwhile, we do have some subcommittee work that's been ongoing in the background. I'll just highlight a couple of them, one of which is that we're looking to introduce a prioritization process for hiring that very much parallels the recommendation that the faculty does on an annual basis. So we look forward to vetting that and getting that exposed district-wide before the summer. There's also a resolution underway related to release time for classified doing committee work. So I know that that's going to be coming at some point, and I think will just help to just kind of clarify, the commitment and the need to ensure that we are supporting classified doing committee work. And as I mentioned previously, we also, in terms of professional development, we also have a professional development committee underway that is taking a look at what the next iteration of professional development at Peralta looking forward in future semesters and years. So that's going to conclude my remarks for today. Everybody have a good evening, and thank you very much.
Thank you. Get a report now from the District Academic Senate.
Thanks, Matthew Goldstein, President of the District Academic Senate, and I want to say that I'm envious of the varsity jacket that the ASMC president was wearing, and apparently she made it herself. So I'll work on, yeah, well done, Merritt College. So DAS will work on its rival varsity jackets over the next several weeks. That'll be one of my outgoing actions as president. Just want to let folks know that the spring plenary is set for April 24th through 26th. That's the big statewide Senate get together. My Cal Ripken-like streak ends. However, I will not be representing the district there. However, Peralta will be in the very capable hands of Leslie Blakey, the president of the Laney Academic Senate, who will lead the delegation. You'll get a full report afterwards. Of course, there are resolutions that will be of interest to this body and to the entire district that we'll brief you on, and sessions on things like AI and Common Course numbering. Speaking of which, we're into phase 2 of the Common Course numbering program. We're into part A. We're looking forward to part B. I know this is deep inside baseball for non-experts, but just know that this is a huge undertaking. We are, per a state mandate, renumbering a number of classes throughout the state, but at Peralta, of course, in particular. And it's a monumental undertaking that is going smoothly, and we anticipate that it will continue to go smoothly. But just so you know, the colleges are working quite hard, as is CIPD, the district level curriculum committee, to make sure that we meet a variety of deadlines, including certifications of Cal GETC paperwork coming up in June. So I'll keep you posted on that front. as the action continues. Senate elections are happening, as you heard from Roberto. At the classified level, we have Senate elections upcoming at the colleges and at the district academic senate over the next month or so. So you'll see some changes in leadership there, no doubt. I want to congratulate the 5 classified professionals of the year. That was really exciting and nice to see them properly recognized up here. And I wanted to say on sort of a self-congratulatory note, I suppose, that the PBC a couple of weeks ago dealt with the tentative budget assumptions, and just to congratulate this group on following the new timeline, making it possible to talk about the tentative budget assumptions without it being a major to-do here at this meeting. So you should take that, trustees, as a sign that things are starting to work as they should. So whatever our misgivings about budgets, we can say that the process is proceeding according to this new model that we worked so hard to develop. I wanted to just get this last little note in here. On the drive into the district this afternoon, I heard a report about the looming recession that you've probably all heard about at great length, but the one, I guess this is not exactly a silver lining, but it's a historical fact that when recessions happen, our enrollment tends to surge, as you know. So one thing to think about is we should be nimble and be ready to put on more sections, as the Senates have been arguing for several years now. It seems that economic conditions are such that for all the terrible things that happen as a consequence of a weak economy, we'll see a likely major increase in enrollment. So we should be prepared at the district to deal with that demand on our resources. Thanks very much. Have a good meeting.
Thank you. Next, we have public comments on matters that are not on the agenda.
First, we have John Beam.
Thank you. My name is John Beam. I'm the athletic director at Laney College. And I wanted to bring some of our women student athletes here. We just finished up Women's Month. We ended out the month on the last Wednesday with our Women Empowerment through Sports conference. And we had 3 amazing speakers that got to share their journeys with our young ladies. Right now, with what's going on in the district, cuts, possible mergers, all these different things, there's a lot of anxiety going on. And I think we need to be cognizant of that, how it affects our student athletes. We have Title IX, which is a federal law that went into effect in 1973. So we just had the 50-year anniversary 2 years ago, is important. With all the cutbacks in the Department of Education, Office of Civil Rights, and Title IX, it's you up here now that have to stand up for these young women right here. As we look at cuts at Laney, things that they're talking about is, we can't fill classes. Our teams are big, but they're not giant. So swimming has 11, cross country had 5, track has 11, basketball has 9. We have to be cognizant of that. They're never going to have 120 like Josh has in football. But those 11 or 9 or 5 are just as important. And the impact that being a student athlete at Laney is life-changing. And you're going to hear that today from these young women. They are amazing. Also, I want to point out that in 2015, when Dr. Webb was the president, and there was at least 2 of you on the board at that time, you signed an agreement with OCR to redo the locker room to come in compliance with Title IX. You put up $2 million at that time to do phase 1. It is now 10 years later, and we haven't done a thing. Not only have we not done a thing, we have now laid off our locker room attendants. So a place that already wasn't safe is even going to be more unsafe if there's no one there. And you're going to now spend, I think if I look at what the citizens said, $11 million for a locker room that won't be used because there'll be no one there to keep people safe. And if we cut women's sports,
20 seconds.
which would be swimming, we'd have the 11 million locker room for one team, women's basketball? That doesn't make sense. I want you to hear
10
the
seconds.
stories because I think they're important. And I think it's something that all of us need to be safeguarding the changes that are going on in this country. And we need to be at the vanguard of it. Peralta has always taken care and been advocates for the most vulnerable and marginalized students that we have in this county. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone.
Sorry, can you just speak your name, please? I'm over here.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Okay. My name is Nikia Durgan.
Great, thank
Oh,
you.
sorry, I didn't see you. Okay. Okay. My name is Nikia Durgan. I'm a Bay Area native, a mother, a 19-unit full-time student with honor roll standing, and a proud member of Laney Women's Aquatics. This is my last semester at Laney College. I have so far received admission into 6 out of the 10 schools I applied for, and I want to say thank you. Thank you to my aquatics team, the athletic department, Coach Beam and Coach Leslie for creating an academic and athletic environment that has changed the trajectory of my path as a returning student. As someone who has struggled with anxiety, depression, and poverty, I have felt most secure and most capable on campus since I joined the aquatics team. Even though we don't have pads in our bathrooms and our locker rooms look like something straight out of a Stephen King novel, none of that matters when I jump into that pool. Our pool, a source of security, camaraderie, physical and mental wellness, and school pride. Hearing rumors of possible pool and aquatics closure is heartbreaking. I came to the Laney campus because of all that Laney has to offer, including women's aquatics. When we go to water polo games and swim meets, we are reminded that in the grand scheme of community colleges, we have very little, but we have a pool. And we are able to show up and compete, and that is a resource worth maintaining. Closing women's aquatics in our pool would not be a solution. It's not a response to a deficit, it's an addition. I don't know you, but I have to assume that you are all smart people. I have to assume that you made it into this room because you are forward thinking. So I beg you to be creative. I beg you to be innovative in the ways that you choose to move forward this coming year. If not for me or my amazing teammates, but for the classes of women who will come after us and deserve the opportunity to experience what it means to be a swimmer, diver, and water polo player at Laney College and the Peralta District. Don't let us down, y'all. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name's Jaden Grizzle. Berkeley City College was originally the school I called home, as it has everything, but it doesn't have sports. And after meeting a fellow student athlete at Chabot, it awoke me to my possibilities of being a student athlete as well. It didn't take too long for me to be in contact with the Laney swim coach on account of the fact that she first contacted me since I checked yes to interested in swim. I didn't have any Laney classes at the time, so I was commuting to Laney and back just to use the amazing pool, swim with a small team of supportive people, and be fed by our generous coach. Even though swimming was one of the hardest things I had committed myself to that semester, it was an amazing outlet for me to get my school-related stress out and just let my brain have a break. My clinical depression started to fade away with each morning spent in the sun on the Laney pool deck, and I gained more confidence in my academics because I saw that they're amazing lifelong connections. That alone made the hard work worth it. I'd especially like to highlight the 11 fantastical, inspiring women that I met this semester. My life would be completely dull without them, and watching my team push through some sets at practice and dedicate themselves to showing up every morning has inspired me to be brave and push myself, even when I want to give up. I mean, they're the main reason I'm standing before you all today. The Laney pool deck seems to have a certain magnetism to it that brings in the most original, tenacious, and electric students. Getting rid of the Laney pool would mean the loss of the heart of Laney in total. Even with the little foot traffic the pool gets right now, it's still geographically the heart of Laney, and it's what keeps the pool alive, or the school alive. It's a sign to every student that may walk past that there is a team of people dedicated to keeping the sanctity of this chlorinated water and not just letting it go green and fend for itself from the seagulls. We are the Laney Eagles after all, and we deserve to have objects of excess for us to gaze at in class. So what if we're an inner city school? Even if you're not swimming in it, the pool is alluring and beautiful to look at. Anyone in building B, D, and C would agree. Why not bring more foot traffic and rhythm to the water by inviting other sports teams to have a therapeutic swim in it sometimes? Or perhaps we host a Laney pool party. Whatever the solution, it's not the speculation of closure. Even though it's just a suggestion that's been thrown around, closure is never a solution, it's just a cop-out. The closure of our pool would be an invitation for more loud construction to disturb my fellow students' peaceful sanctuary of education. Even with all of its quirks, Laney and the Loring Pool are a safe space for me. Despite the horrible conditions of the locker room, our water polo season taking place at Fremont High, and never feeling supported by the school, I feel pride representing Laney at swim meets. Did you know we're the team with the most minorities? We're not even that big. Even so, our presence makes a statement in other school districts. Removing the pool would be a major loss to not only Peralta students, but it'd be shutting Laney out from the world of swim, which is disproportionately white and very much in need of some more color. The end.
Hello, my name is Shona Christensen, and I wanted to take a moment to share how track and field has impacted my life and the major role Laney College has played in that journey. When I first came to Laney, it wasn't with the intention of being an athlete. I was simply here to go to school. My twin brother was playing football, so I followed his lead and enrolled as well. At the time, I didn't have much of a plan beyond taking classes. In Polynesian culture, family always comes first. After high school or college, it is common for us to help support our parents however we can, especially financially. But things shifted when Coach Beam and my former throws coach, Rob, encouraged me to try out for a sport. That's how my journey in track and field began. With the support of incredible mentors like Coach Beam, Coach Rob, and our athletic counselor Doug, I was able to grow not only as an athlete but also as a student and an individual. Their encouragement kept me motivated, and because of their support, I earned an athletic scholarship at Cal Poly Pomona. During my time at Laney, I was honored All-American in track, winning first place in NorCal championships and placed third in state. That foundation set me up for a successful collegiate career at Cal Poly, where I earned all West Region honors, finished top of the conference both years, and secured a spot in the top 6 of their all-time outdoor record books for both shot put and hammer throw. Most importantly, I graduated with my bachelor's degree in sociology. Now I've come full circle. I'm back home coaching throws and giving back to the same program that helped me grow. Laney was more than a stepping stone. It was a strong support system that shaped me who I am today. Without the people here, and without the incredible women's track program, I wouldn't be here where I am now. I am beyond grateful for everything Laney has done for me, and it feels amazing now to be in a position to uplift and support the next generation of young women athletes. Thank you.
Hi, I'm nervous, okay. But my name is Clema McCaw. I am a transfer student. I transferred from Merritt College to attend Laney. This is my last semester. Transferring here was like really impacted me a lot. Last year I had a lot of injuries. Last year running track, I had a pulled hamstring and I had a bad hip flex, which was like I hadn't really didn't have my season as much. So I really wanted to quit track as much. And then from the support with my counselor Doug and my coach Kevin, they encouraged me to keep pushing myself and keep running. And ever since then, I have been running. I have been PRing. I tr- I travel far to come here with to supporting my team. I live all the way in Pittsburgh, so I travel here. It's kind of far. And so the support here, the girls team is great. My track teammates are fantastic. I love them. They're very supportive. They're very sweet. They're very kind. They are very uplifting. Even the support here is very uplifting. It's just a lot of good energy and positivity here. Thank you.
Good evening. I'm Kevin Craddock. I'm the head track and field coach and cross country coach here at Laney College. I'm on my second stint back in. I believe so much in women's sports that everyone around town just kind of knows me as the guy who coaches women's track. Um, It has been great to be here. It has been awesome and impactful with the young ladies that I get to deal with. I have the privilege of dealing with. We have one full-time Coast Guard member on our team that thought it was so important to be a part of women's sports that she does full-time Coast Guard, takes a full load here just so she can compete and be on the track and field team. And she's just such a pleasure to be around, is Emily. So we've impacted countless lives. My first time here, we were a low number team. We had 5 young ladies, and those 5 young ladies were all about to quit when I got here. And I just encouraged them to keep going. They didn't believe they could get scholarships. They didn't believe they could do anything. And we took those 5 young ladies all the way to the state championships, and we got 4th overall with 5 girls. Each one of those young ladies went ahead to get full scholarships to Division I and Division II schools. Furthermore, they were set up so well by Laney College and the counselors that they were able to get in and off of that same scholarship, finish up a master's program. 3 of the young ladies walked out with their masters also because of how everything was set up through the athletic department and counseling here. It is so important that we continue to push that. It is so important that they are able to find a resemblance of who they are and find what they want to do in life. And it gives them time. It gives them time. It slows the world down and it gives them time to think. If you've ever been on a run, you have a lot of time to think. And so they come out and it gives them time to think, time to let go of some things, time to focus and lock in. It's one of the most therapeutic things that they can do naturally, and they come and choose to do it here at Laney College. With the support of Coach Beam and the support of all of you who sit here and make these big decisions, the young ladies are relying on you, and they trust that you will do the right thing. Thank you all.
Our aquatics coach, Leslie Cortez, came down with COVID, so she has a card, but she won't be here. So thank you very much.
Yes, next would be Matt Orozco.
Hello, good evening. Is this on? Hello, good evening, everybody. I'm not Matt Orozco. I'm Francisco Zapata. I'm the head baseball coach here at Laney College. And I'm here to speak, okay, and introduce 2 of our student athletes. But if I may, I'm here to speak real quick about the effects of potential cuts for us, our student athletes, which our coaching staff recruits to come play baseball and go to school at Laney, are also our main contributors, are also the main contributors to their success. Because of previous cuts in the past, we fundraise to supplement, okay, what the college can provide. Our baseball players, our student athletes, have donated their time to the tune of 1,400 fundraising hours, which is probably equal by probably no other group, in the 4 colleges. We have so far got offered 3 Division I scholarship. 2 have been accepted. 1, and there are many more to come. And all because of the classes that we have here, what we provide for them. The classes allows them to develop as young men physically. We teach them, they're able to hone their skills, get their academic work done. We graduate at a high rate, and they have the opportunity to move on to four-year colleges. Okay, cutting classes will definitely impact that process. Okay, a process that's already been kind of eaten at, for lack of a better word. Okay, through in the past years. Okay, there's always cuts. Okay, there's always, and we're always finding a way But it gets to the point that that this young man and women get affected, okay, by those cuts, okay, and now these opportunities, especially for affected communities, are not there, okay. Um, I want to add that I want to make sure that I want to add these two young men here, Cortez Garcia and Matt Orozco, and maybe they can come in here and speak to their experiences here and why this is so important. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Hope you guys are doing good. My name is Cortez Garcia, representing Laney Baseball. And I just want to say, Laney has truly been beneficial to me and many young adults like myself that may be a little bit lost in life or, maybe trying to figure out what we want to do. And if it weren't for Laney, we'd probably be doing something we want to be happy with. And I just want to say, Laney as a whole is like a very good meeting point. It's very beneficial to people to figure out what they want to do and just take part of something that makes them happy, makes them feel whole as a person. And they made great people. Like I gotta say, my coach right here has done great things for myself, Matt, all my teammates that are over there coming to support. And they come because Laney is important. It's important for myself. It's important for other people. If you cut these programs, you cut classes, it's it's gonna be very saddening for me because when I graduate from here, I promise you I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna watch those games. I'm gonna come talk to my teammates. I'm gonna come talk to my coach. And from past experiences, you can tell that Laney is successful. My coach here, Francisco Zapata, and all my other coaches on the whole entire coaching staff are Laney alumni, and they've done something great with their lives. They have a family, they have a job, and they live a life worth living. And I think that's so important to myself, to you guys, to others. It shows Laney's successful and is very beneficial. So I thank you guys, and I hope you guys have a good one.
Next is Matt Orozco. Is actually the winner of today's game, our 20th win today. Matt Orozco.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Matthew Orozco. I am a sophomore, a bounce back from a Division II in Hawaii. And Coach Zapata here, he recruited me after my year didn't go so well. And he instilled the confidence in me to keep going. And I trusted him, and it's been working out so well for me. I've been doing so amazing. And these budget cuts that will affect the baseball team not only affect the coaches, but there's a way deeper meaning into it. And that's us, the student athletes. He can't do it by himself. And having these coaches is more than just baseball. They're life coaches as well. They teach us how to be young men. They instill confidence into us. And having that resource is so important to us because it keeps us motivated to keep going. For a lot of people, this might be it, but having that confidence to keep going brings them into the next chapter of their life. And that's what these coaches bring, is life lessons. It's so much more than baseball. He's given me so many opportunities, and I'm blessed to say that I've received offers to continue to the next level. And that's what this program brings. Because on top of these budget cuts, we have to fundraise ourselves. And like he said, we fundraise more than anybody. And it shows that we're driven, and this program just means so much to us to be able to keep going. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
I thank you all for your, for listening to us. Okay. And we know the recipe to prop these young men and women up. Okay. So let's fight to keep it. Okay. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Next, we have Josh Ramos.
Hello, I am Josh Ramos. I'm the head football coach at Laney College. I would like to thank Chancellor Gilgerson and the Board of Trustees for allowing us to come here and speak. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about what's going on with us for football. We currently this spring have 130 student athletes in our football program. Combined, we looked at all the units that they're taking. They're enrolled in over 1,500 total units currently. Our numbers are growing daily. Today, we had another 5 student athletes come in from other local colleges that got enrolled, and are now signing up for late start classes. Our student athletes that come in are usually taking 18 to 24 total units. They're required by the NCAA and by our standards in our program to take English and math in the first year. 93% of our student athletes graduate and transfer to four-year colleges. Even through the pandemic, our numbers did not drop. We keep growing. We've sustained our numbers. How do we sustain our numbers? Well, we've brought on 90 high school student athletes that are seniors this spring for one-on-one on-campus visits. We've also visited over 100 high schools in California, explaining to them why they need to put trust in Laney College. We run multiple outreach programs where we bring in high schools and players. In June, we'll bring in 16 high schools, local high schools, to participate in a camp and then also see what we have to offer at Laney. The challenges that we are running into, we're being asked to raise money. We're asked to raise money for uniforms, equipment, new technology that is being required by the 3C2A, and new legislation to stay up to date with everyone else. My question is, other programs raising money for basic needs? Is carpentry raising money, the students, for wood, screws, drills? Is culinary raising money for flour, sugar, pots, and pans? Why are we being pushed to raise money for our basic needs to run our program? Now, I'm willing to fundraise, but there's no possible way to raise all the money that it takes to support our program. One of the other challenges that we've run into is we do not have a locker room attendant or equipment manager.
20
I
seconds.
myself am down there fitting student athletes, 130 student athletes, with helmets and shoulder pads in the evenings away from my family. I'm doing all the laundry. When it's 8 o'clock at night, I'm in there doing laundry. So our student athletes have clean laundry the next day. We need more support.
Hey, he can have my time. Robert Crowley, I have my name in, he can have my time.
I'm also checking our locker room every day. I'm the one locking our locker room at the end of the night, waiting for our student athletes to finish getting dressed and taking showers. On game day, I will be the one issuing all the uniforms when I should be preparing our team and getting our team ready to play so they have an opportunity to put what they do on film to get a Division I scholarship. So with the support of the board and the college, we hope that you realize what we do for our population and our community, and we hope that you guys think about us when we're making cuts and distributing money to us. Thank you. One of our football players, Trey Mosique. Yeah, you're good.
Hi, my name is Tremaine. I was born in SF. I was raised here in Hayward and Oakland most of my life. And I would just like to say Laney has been really great to me. I'm sorry. Laney's been very great to me. They support me with everything I do. They support me with food. They support me with their time. They've made me a better person than I've been since I've been here. They taught me how to be a blue collar person, clean after myself, pushing the chairs, clean the rooms, because as y'all know, we don't have that much staff. So we have to clean our own locker rooms. We have to vacuum. We have to do all that. But Laney's been really great to me. And one of the few things Laney's really brought to mind was, one of the things Laney's really brought to me was that you have to be your own person. You have to be your own leader. So even on the field and off the field, you're your leader. You can't follow people. You have to do your own thing, and you have to do the right things all the time. Thank you.
Next, we have Jeff Sinceri.
Long walk up. I wasn't trying to make a grand entrance or anything, just so you know.
Hello, board members, Chancellor, Vice Chancellors, presidents, faculty, students, classified professionals. I want to take a minute or two to make a note of a few things. I don't think it's lost on anyone that the current administration is spending a lot of time attempting to resolve issues that technically they weren't necessarily the cause. Whether it's the financial crisis that our district's in, or the enrollment crisis, or any one of the various financial missteps that have compounded these already existing problems. But I don't need to tell any of you about that. I do think there are a few things that are worth pointing out, though. One thing is something that I know that you already know. The notion that our newest admin is free from blame in our current situation doesn't mean that the responsibility doesn't still fall on their shoulders. Their responsibility for leading and resolving the issues is still, squarely on them. And I'll take, as faculty, I think we should take our part in that too as well. But like I said, I know that you already know that. But the other point is a tougher one. Whether it's faculty, classified professionals, or even students, we've lived through it. We've lived through all the bad decisions that have been made over the years, and we have lived through each new administration telling us that this time was going to be different and that our problems will be solved. And most, but not all, have lived through these times when the so-called solutions to our problems required sacrifice. And either because we believed or because we were not given a choice, we were the ones who made the sacrifice. For faculty specifically, recently our sacrifice in the past few years has been up to about 200 part-time faculty who lost their jobs, and counting if what I'm seeing is right. Some of you guys were here for that on the board here. I know the hard choices are in front of us, and I think that there is at least some measure of respect that the administration is finally sharing the burden. But I just want to make sure that you as board members keep in mind that for so many years the burden was often ours to bear. But this time will be different, right? I hope so. I really do. But I do ask that you please understand those times when our skepticism outweighs our optimism. Especially as our faculty and students experience more class cuts without really what seems like a clear plan for growth. In the coming weeks, faculty will be coming together to discuss bargaining, our jobs, our classes, our students, and our future. And I look forward to relaying to all of you the results of those conversations. And I should add really quickly, I just put this in here, the position
10
of
seconds.
really, damn. Oh, I'm sorry. And I should add, the position of PFT has always been that faculty should not be doing jobs that belong to classified employees, period. Thank you.
Next, we have Jamil Tier.
Good afternoon. Tonight I'm here to say congrats to my colleagues, Chantel, Natasha, Brandy, Jamila, and Janice, the district's classified professionals of the year. I have had the pleasure of working with each of them, and they are all outstanding individuals who deserve this honor. I'm also here to thank Chancellor Gilkerson, Dr. Absada, and the Laney community for, and all of our amazing administrators and our symposium committee who put together the third and final district-wide classified symposium for the 2025 year. For those of you who are new here, the symposium brings together classified professionals from across the district for a day of community, fellowship, and professional learning. This iteration was specifically special because it included breakout sessions from former and current classified professionals. It also, which brought out and highlighted Chancellor Gilkerson's For Us By Us mantra. We were blessed to have a keynote speaker, Dr. Metazahi, and I think I said that right, who spoke about her 37-year journey in the Community College District and how she went from student worker to now Chancellor of Chabot. So a lot of our community was pretty impressed by that. We've also heard from Director Pridgeon, Community Safety, who talked about de-escalating chaotic situations. And so we wanted to acknowledge that. We look forward to next year's symposium series, to seeing the amazing homegrown event placed into maybe AP and BP, so that Peralta's commitment to classified professional learning will serve a legacy that might outlast us all. Thank you.
Next, we have Netra Alexander.
Good evening, respected administrators, faculty, and fellow students. My name is Netra Alexander. I stand before you tonight a proud nighttime student in the Laney Cosmetology program, due to graduate next month. Thank you so much. It's for that reason that I stand before you today to voice my strong opposition to the proposed ending of the nighttime cosmetology classes here at Laney College. I am a single mother with no support system, and I can say without a doubt that the availability of night classes is critical for me and many others in similar situations. I'm here to speak on behalf of the single mothers trying to follow their dreams. For years, Laney College has been the center of so many families and the stability that they have been able to achieve. For my family and myself, it has been primarily the evening degree program. If this program wasn't available, there's a great chance that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to have a degree in the field of my passion. Having two children and a full-time job means that the evening is the only time I have to pursue any schooling or my dreams. It is not just a convenience, it is an essential lifeline that allows us to pursue our dreams and build a better future. As a single mother, my days are filled with responsibilities that demand my attention. From taking care of my children to managing household duties, I have limited time during the day to focus on my education. For many of us, night classes are the only way we can continue our studies. Without this option, my dreams of earning a degree, advancing my career, and setting a positive example for my children will be put on hold indefinitely. It is my responsibility to set the tone for them, to show them a brighter future is possible regardless of the deck of cards you were dealt in life. The elimination of night classes would not only limit my ability to achieve my goals, but it would also severely impact countless other students. Working parents, individuals who are supporting families, those with jobs, and students who are already balancing multiple obligations. Removing this option would force many of us to either drop out or indefinitely delay our education. It is not just about, convenience, it's about survival. Night classes provide a path to success for those of us who have no other way to make education a priority in our lives. I understand that every decision made by the administration has consequences, and I do not take the issue lightly. However, I implore you to consider the far-reaching effects of removing this critical resource.
20 seconds.
Education should be an accessible and achievable goal for everyone, regardless of their circumstances. We should not be forced to choose between supporting our families and furthering our education. Night classes offer a solution to this problem, an option that makes it possible for us to balance both. I'm out of time, but I wanted to thank and congratulate all of the 5 people that were honored here tonight. And I don't know Chantel, but being a single mother and watching that she's made it to 25 years of service, this is what Laney, the nighttime program, has allowed me to do, is get a step further. Thank you.
Next, we have Al Aguas.
We have more all together.
Hi, my name is Michaela Abrew, and I'm a student at Laney Community College, and I'm in the nighttime class for cosmetology. And I heard my class will be the last nighttime program for cosmetology, and I understand students need this nighttime program so they can work, take care of their families, and take care of personal things during the day, and still be able to manage their education. I had probation, so I needed to go to court and do drug and alcohol programs to be able to do probation, and I still wanted to pursue my education and be able to go to school so I can get off probation and get off paperwork. And the nighttime program helped me do that and work with my education and also take care of my recovery because getting clean and sober was a very big step that I had to take. So, being able to come to school and work around my obstacles I had with the law really helped me out. And the teachers really helped because they were caring and they showed that they were interested in our lives and personal lives and still was there at nighttime and took time out of their day when they could be at home resting from a full day of work, taking care of the daytime students. So the night program should not be
Council, so I hope you guys take into what we have to say for our consideration. Thank you.
Hello, excuse me for having my phone. I scripted my thing on here. My name is Al Awa, and I stand before the board today with a plea for your consideration. Peralta College's decision or pending decision to remove the Laney College cosmetology program's night track causes a devastating loss and negative impact upon Oakland's communities of future hairstylists, beauticians, and young entrepreneurs, particularly those of color who already face a slew of barriers to accessible, affordable education. Myself and many of my classmates selected the night program intentionally on account of our work schedules, responsibilities to care for our children and families, and chronic health conditions or other hardships. Nearby schools like Moeller, International School of Cosmetology, and Pony failed to provide the affordability and cultural competency required to service a diverse set of students from a range of backgrounds and interests. Ms. Carpenter, Ms. Edwards, Ms. Crystal, Ms. Curley, and Ms. Thomas of the Laney Cosmetology Night Program have extended sincere support and attention to detail to nurture our talents towards a successful career in cosmetology. At times when the overwhelm from a full days of work and school has tested my endurance, they have each been there to encourage us to keep up and uplift each other's journeys because we each have a lot we are dealing with and we still show up each day committed to our goal. I ask for the same level of commitment to our education from the board, and I assure you that your decision or pending decision is not in the best interest of Peralta College's students. The lack of inquiry into the program participants' experiences is negligent, and I assert my story today as one of so many classmates from this year and years past that could tell a similar truth. The night program is a vital resource to our community, and cutting it removes this opportunity for others to dream and achieve a cosmetology license and career as we standing here today have. By day, I am a caseworker in employment services at the SF LGBT Center who works with community members to identify and overcome systemic barriers to employment. And by night, I face those very barriers unsupported. Despite this, I stand before you a candidate for graduation from the 2020 class of Laney Night Program cosmetologists. As an Indigenous, queer, disabled, carceral systems impacted trans man. You name it, I've seen it or I've lived it. I'm so excited to be a positive representation and impact in my community by providing gender affirming, creative, and health focused hair services. And I cannot be the last like me to access this program. I urge the board to reconsider their defunding of the Laney Cosmetology Night Program. Thank you.
That is all the public comment we have for tonight.
Thank you, everyone. We'll now hear from the Chancellor for her report.
Thank you, Board President, and thank you to all of the students who spoke tonight. I'm so inspired by all of you. So first of all, I would like to welcome Dr. Becky Apsada, the acting president of Laney College. As I wrote last month to the Laney community, Dr. Apsada is a strong, collaborative leader whose experience and dedication make her exceptionally well suited to guide Laney at this time. I have full confidence in her ability to lead with care and expertise. So thank you, Dr. Apsada, for stepping up for our students and our community. Congratulations and welcome. Some additional congratulations are in order, and I want to congratulate the Board of Trustees President Louis Quinlan. I'm pleased I had the chance to help sponsor and induct him as a new member of the Oakland Rotary number 3. Rotary is a service organization of business and community leaders united worldwide, and Rotary Club of Oakland number 3 is the third oldest, largest, and most active and well-known service organization in the community. The Oakland Rotary meets on Thursdays, and members include local business, nonprofit, professional, and civic leaders who do volunteer work locally and internationally year-round. It's nice to have the Peralta Colleges represented in important community organizations. I concluded my March 8th report by showing a lovely video celebrating the powerful women leading the Milvia Street construction project at Berkeley City College. I'm pleased to say celebration of Women's History Month continued throughout March with events across the Peralta colleges. On March 7th, I was honored to be at Berkeley City College, participating along with the BCC alumna and City of Berkeley Mayor Adina Ishii and other powerful professionals in a women's career panel organized by the Women's Leadership Club. It was a great event, and many thanks to student trustee Sophia Parmigiani, who serves as the club's co-president, and all the student groups who made it possible, including the Associated Students of BCC, the Student Art Guild, the STEM Club, and the API Lead Club. On March 12th, I was at Laney College, where I welcomed students and the community members to a wonderful panel of women entrepreneurs organized by Raya Zion and featuring Laney alumna and renowned Bay Area makeup artist Myra Aguilar, Kim Gonzalez, food truck owner and CTE program coordinator, and other entrepreneurs in a panel moderated by Yanira Cortel from the City of Oakland's Economic Development Department. A video of that program is up on Peralta's YouTube channel. And on March 27th, I was at Merritt College participating in the Power of Sisterhood on Mental Health and Well-Being, an incredible panel that also included College of Alameda President Melanie Dixon, Associated Students President Davina Marlborough, VP of Student Services Lilia Chavez, VP of Instruction Lisa Cook, Dr. Pamela Powell from Alameda County, and Ijuna James, a fashion entrepreneur. It was a powerful showcase of women in leadership, and I am infinitely grateful to Tahita Anderson and Margie Rubio, who collaborated to plan this event centering sisterhood, mental and physical well-being. And honestly, by their example, they created a space for each of us to be vulnerable and share real truths about our journey. So really, so grateful for that time with everyone. Which really takes me to an article I wrote that was published in Community College Daily, a publication of the American Association of Community Colleges. In this article, I reflect on Women's History Month and note that it's also time for a celebration and action, where it is our duty to honor the resilience of the women before us and continue the urgent, unfinished work of equity in higher education. I noted my honor to serve alongside leaders like Melanie Dixon and Denise Richardson, who are shaping institutions to be engines of social and economic change. As I wrote, quote, I draw strength from leaders like Tashetta Henry, a classified professional and domestic violence survivor, and Sophia Parmigiani, a student trustee balancing school, work, and activism. Their journeys remind us that true equity remains a work in progress, unquote. As many of you know, the City of Oakland's acting mayor, Kevin Jenkins, former trustee and proud College of Alameda graduate, cares deeply about the work we do here at Peralta Community College District. So I am truly honored that he issued a mayoral proclamation for me as a 2025 Women's History Month honoree. I share this with you all as it says, I'm doing an okay job is basically what it says. So that's what we do together. So I really want to thank Mayor Jenkins for the recognition. It was really an honor to be aside other folks. And speaking of Mayor Jenkins, I had the pleasure of joining him and City of Oakland Deputy Mayors Lenise Jones and Bert Jones, who have no relation to each other, for a Golden State Warriors basketball game where I was honored at halftime by Mayor Jenkins and PG&E Government Affairs Manager Sarah Yoel with their Impact Warrior Award. They said, I'm passionate advocate for statewide change that prioritizes the needs of students and promotes accessible education, and that I have some commitment to the East Bay in this area. So anyways, getting the jersey, though, I have to say, was pretty dang cool. And they didn't let me play the second half, though. I said to put me in Coach Kerr, and he kind of just looked over me. So I don't think he heard me, and I would be a very dynamic player on that team. So it's all good. On Thursday, March 20th, I joined Trustee Bill Withrow, President Melanie Dixon, and a cohort from the College of Alameda on the island for the State of the City 2025 event, hosted by the Alameda Chamber and Economic Alliance. We heard from Mayor Marilyn Easy Ashcroft and City Manager Jennifer Ott, and let me tell you, the state of the city is strong. It really is. Just the development that's happening in Alameda is pretty incredible. And we had a state senator there too, who gave some remarks as well. It was nice to be there in community with President Dixon, Academic Senate President Jennifer Fowler, Senate Vice President Carla Pugus. Sorry, I gotta do a little. Vice President of Instruction, Dr. Nicole Porter, and Veterans Resource Center Coordinator LaShawn Brumfield, and the whole COAT. Thank you so much for inviting me to join you. As I mentioned in March, Greg Nelson and I had some successful visits with bond rating agencies, Standard & Poor's, aka S&P, and with Fitch. Both kept our AA negative rating and upgraded our outlook to stable. That paid off on March 26th with the sale of $362.7 million worth of bonds. With our strong ratings, we received considerable demand with the sale, which included $150 million that will fund building projects at the colleges, plus $212.7 million to refinance previous bonds, effectively saving the taxpayers of Alameda County $13.7 million. I want to thank the Board of Trustees for your trust and fiscal governance. And I want to thank CEO Nelson and our partners in the sale, including municipal advisors at Backstrom, McCarley, Berry and Company, bond counsel at Oric, Harrington and Sutcliffe, and the underwriters from Siebert, Williams, Shank and Company, and Barclays Capital. The sale funds construction projects underway to provide state-of-the-art learning facilities for students, including, I just want to say, the Laney Locker Room project, which will kick off soon. The new Berkeley City College building on Milvia Street in downtown Berkeley, a new automotive transportation and technologies building, an aviation complex at College of Alameda, a new child development center and horticulture building at Merritt College, and a learning resource center at Laney College, among other projects. Recently, both Laney College and Merritt College child care centers were reviewed by the Oakland Head Start program. I'm pleased to report that both centers exceeded expectations and received glowing reviews. The reviewer even commented, quote, "A few families didn't know why I was there, but they made a point to let me know that their child loves their teachers, and I was lucky to be observing the best classroom at the school," unquote. Congratulations to District Child Care Coordinator Erica Harrell and all our dedicated child care team members for an outstanding job. Well, Jamil Tier said it already, but we were blessed with a beautiful day both inside and outside at the Laney Student Center for our third Classified Professional Symposium, Rethinking Our Possibilities this school year. The organizing team of Angela Kimball, Louis Martirez E. McFarland from COA, Brandy Carter, Jamil Tier, and Tashetta Henry from the District Service Center, Jamila Saleh, and Marisol Mateo from Merritt, Tom Rizza from BCC, and Hope Lane from Laney College all did a wonderful job putting together the symposium, which featured sessions designed and facilitated by our own classified professionals, and a keynote from Contra Costa Community College District Chancellor Mojda Medizadi, who began her career as a classified professional. The day was full of professional development activities, and as you can see, we had a great attendance from across the district. And y'all know we love a little food here. A highlight for many was the delicious grilled chicken and burgers cooked by Greg Nelson and BC Hoff, and also served up by administrators from the District Service Center and the Laney College. Dr. Upsada was there passing out, I don't know what you were serving. Oh, jokes. Okay. I was serving the meat, and some people were doing the, pickles and all those things. But it was truly a wonderful day and a great way to end the symposium series and the week. If you can, I highly recommend you go see The Canon at the Laney College Theater, also known as the Odell Johnson Performing Arts Center. Produced by Laney College Department of Theater Arts, the Fusion Project Chair, Michael Torres, and featuring Laney theater students, it was excellent, and I had a great time. As you can see, the stagecraft was beautiful, and Kirsten Saxon, a professor of English at Mills College at Northeastern University, wrote the following review of the play. The Canon provides sharp takes and takedowns of the ways classic plays imagined women's desire and agency. Moreno's play offers brilliant and rockingly feminist reimagining of sexist classics that delight while excavating, her language is so good, and I can't even speak this well, excavating the unjust and plain silly versions of women's appetites, all with smart and pointed intersectionality and fresh energy that never feels preachy. It is a joy to see these characters fight back against both how they were written and how they have even been read. I would not be surprised at seeing the play in much larger venues in the future. Join me in celebrating its debut here with these students who did the sizzlingly and wickedly hopeful script full justice. Unquote. Performances continue tomorrow at 5 p.m. and at 7 p.m. on April 10th and April 11th. And just yesterday, we had another example of Peralta thought leadership coming from Merritt College President Dr. David Johnson. As I mentioned in previous reports, he's co-editor of a series in Diverse magazine focusing on the community college Black CEO experience. This month features an article by President Johnson playfully identifying the ABCs of community college leadership and what CEOs need to know. The list starts with accreditation and ends with integrity and will be continued in future articles. Thank you once again for sharing your knowledge, President Johnson, and that concludes my report for the evening.
Thank you, Chancellor. Let's see, this being the time and date notice, the Board of Trustees will now convene a public hearing to receive public comment regarding the sunshining of contract reopeners for negotiations from the International Union of Operating Engineers Local 39. Have we received any requests to speak, or is there anyone present who wishes to comment regarding this topic?
No, Board President.
There is no comment. I will declare the public hearing closed. Thank you. Item 5.1. This being the time and date notice, the Board of Trustees will now convene a public hearing to receive public comment regarding the sunshining and contract reopeners for negotiations with the International Union of Operating Engineers. Have we received any requests to speak, or is there anyone present who wishes to comment regarding this topic?
No, Board President.
No requests to speak have been received. If there are no more comments, I will declare the public hearing closed. Thank you. Can I now get a motion to approve the sunshining of contract reopeners for negotiations with International Union of Operating Engineers Local 39?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? If no, can I have a roll call vote, please?
Student Trustee Parmigiani?
Yes.
Student Trustee Byrne?
Yes.
Trustee Withrow?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Ewan? Absent. Trustee Napolia Bellarese?
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk?
Yes.
Trustee Johannes?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Brito? Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Can I now get a motion to approve the sunshining of, that's not just the one I did, is it? Item 6.1, first reading of board policies. Is there any discussion on this item? No discussion? Review of item 6.2, review of administrative procedures. Is there any discussion on this item? Okay, our consent calendar. Approval of all consent items. Can I now get a motion to approve the consent items?
So moved.
I'll second.
Get that, Sasha? Okay, thank you. Can I get a roll call vote?
Student Trustee Parmigiani?
Yes.
Student Trustee Byrne?
Yes.
Trustee Withrow?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Ewan? Trustee Napolia Bellarese?
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk?
Yes.
Trustee Johannes?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Brito?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 12.1, Chancellor?
Well, thank you so much, Board President. I'm super excited that tonight before you, I have an incredible team of professionals coming forward. Ramona Butler, coordinator for EOPS Care and CalWorks. We have Fatia Mohammed here from the EOPS counselor from College of Alameda. Lynn Williams, the care coordinator for Laney College, and Judy Adams here, the EOPS coordinator from Merritt College. This incredible team of people have been working together to present to you tonight, board, a little bit about the California Community College's Extended Opportunities Programs and Services Program, which is now about to celebrate its 55th year of serving as a beacon of student support and success for countless students over the decades. And my colleagues tonight are going to present a little bit about our programs, and then we're going to be putting in front of you a resolution to adopt, to acknowledge the 55 years of EOPS and designate April 2025 as Extended Opportunity Programs and Services Month. So I welcome my colleagues for joining me. Thank you so much.
Well, good evening, Board of Trustees, Chancellor, college presidents, vice chancellors, others distinguished guests, and attendees. We are more than excited and proud to present the EOPS program to you this evening as we celebrate the 55th anniversary of EOPS. EOPS started, EOPS was born out of the turmoil of the civil rights movement in the 1960s and 70s. Senator Alfred E. Alquist in 1969 wrote the bill and presented it in the legislature to establish the first student success program in the state. It was passed into law in 1969 and signed by Governor Ronald Reagan. In 1971, the California Community Colleges EOPSA Association adopted the nickel and nail as the logo of EOPS. And the story of the nickel and nail goes, there was a young man who was headed down the road, long dusty road in the deep South. And he was on his way to see his lady friend. He had a nickel in his pocket. And he happened to notice by the side of the road two intertwined nails. And he stopped and picked them up. And he put them in his pocket. And with that, he could jingle. He had something to jingle with that nickel. And he started to walk. He felt he had more means. And he started to walk with a little more dignity and pride. And we think that EOPS offers this additional support to our students. They have a little extra and in their journey as they achieve their academic goals.
Good evening. I'm going to talk about academic excellence and how we support priority registration. So my colleague Louis is out sick, and I'm presenting on behalf of College Alameda EOPS program. My name is Fatia Mohammed, full-time EOPS Care, CalWork, Next Up, and Salam Academic Counselor. Like BCC and other EOPS sister colleges, we share similar delivery on common services. What makes us unique at College Alameda EOPS program is our strong partnership. Bread and our EOPS funds to support the goals and of the entire College Alameda. We have partnered with Instructional Division, ESOL Department to create academic and non-academic pathways by funding cohort ESL classes that promotes enrollment to the college and supports the growth of EOPS programs, especially of new immigrants and adult educators with credit for prior learning opportunities. As a result, we have grown sizable Southwest Asian and North African Swana population. Many of the new immigrants coming to learn English and eventually enrolling in CTE programs like dental assistant, diesel mechanics, and later returning to enroll in academic courses or degrees such as biology, engineering, math, liberal arts, and business degrees. Supportive learning environment College Alameda EOPS programs create opportunities to establish first of its kind in the entire 116 community college system, a new learning community, Salam Learning community serving Swana students like Umoja program to African American students, Puente program to Latino Hispanic students. Aside from this, we have partnered with local high school districts Early Academic Outreach Program, EAOP, sister programs to EOPS at the high school level. We created enrollment pipelines from the Alameda, Oakland, San Leandro Unified School Districts, Early Academic Outreach Programs, and Office of Equities to the College of Alameda and the rest of Peralta District. We have done the same at the four-year university level, connecting the graduates programs of EOPS at the UCs and CSUs. We help transitioning our College of Alameda EOPS graduates to the UC and CSU educational opportunity programs. EOP. Through our universities and college visits, we have done 5 university colleges visits and UCs, CSUs this semester alone, and invited EOPS sister colleges and learning communities. Our team is unique among the entire Peralta sister colleges that we have dedicated team managing all 5 programs. EOPS, CARE, CalWorks, NextUp, and SALAM programs, while other colleges have dedicated and or standalone EOPS coordinator and academic counselor. As a result, we have so far approximately 60 EOPS students who have petitioned to graduate for 2025. Thank you for allowing me to share a little bit of the College Alameda EOPS program. I would like to turn over to the next presenter, Lynn Williams, Laney College.
Evening, right? Good evening, everyone. So I'm happy to be here. It's been a while. So to continue with EOPS's history, what is EOPS and its mission? EOPS promotes academic excellence by offering services that are over and above the services provided to the general student population related to enrollment, retention, persistence, success, and completion. Oh, I guess I'll do this one too. So who is EOPS for? So you heard the initial establishment of EOPS during the late 60s and with Senate Bill 164. And so at that time, there were 46 campuses that had placed EOPS on their campuses. Now we are at 116, so all throughout California. So imagine the lives that we are impacting and the dreams that we are helping students to achieve. And yeah, so I'll leave it there. Thank you.
Good evening. So who is eligible for EOPS? Eligibility consists of students being a California resident, being charged in-state fees by the Peralta Community College. Students have to have a current FAFSA on file or a California DREAM Act application. And they have to be eligible to receive the California College Promise Grant A or B. They have to be enrolled in at least 12 semester units, units, and if they are registered with the Student Accessibility Services, perhaps they can have less units. Their full-time equivalency could be less than 12 units, so we will accept those students. They have to, because EOPS helps students at the beginning of their academic career, we ask that, or the state requires that students do not have over 70 degree applicable units at the time their application is processed. And It has, as I said before, those units could be ESOL classes, or any of those. We do accept those units. Um, Students who are accepted in EOPS, they have to be deemed as educationally disadvantaged to be, is one of the requirements of the program. And well, what does that mean? That could mean that students are English as second language learners. They could be first generation college, single parent, formerly incarcerated. We look at all of those things when we accept students into our program. We are, as I said, we help students at the beginning of their academic career, and we follow them throughout their career here at Peralta through transfer, and then we offer transfer application fee waivers for them.
EOPS services. I'm going to highlight a few, but EOPS is known for its over and above services. One being priority registration. EOPS students may enroll in their classes before all students in the general population. This gives the EOPS students the advantage of choosing the classes that they need, the instructors, and the times and dates that they require. We also offer financial assistance in the form of cash grants, and we usually offer them once a semester, and these grants will assist our students in any additional academic expenses that they might encounter. And we also, we also offer counseling. That's one of our core services, but it's also over and above for EOPS. Our counselors not only do academic counseling, they do career and they do personal counseling. And they are dedicated in helping our students overcome and address the obstacles that they might find in the classroom or personally, and help them stay motivated. Thank you.
So I just want to say a little bit about Berkeley City College. You all have heard some of the core services that we present to EOPS students. At Berkeley City College, we currently have 155 students that we are serving. 40 of them have already petitioned for graduation and transfer. And as part of our over and above services are unmet need grants. We do have hotspots for some of our students who don't have internet service. We have priority processing for the Berkeley Student Cooperative, which has been really generous with us at Berkeley City College because they do work with UC Berkeley students. We have referrals to our Society of Scholar programs, which some of them are cohorted, and it really helps our student success by keeping them with us and by keeping them with some of their fellow classmates. And so they follow each other throughout their academic career at Peralta. We have supplemental transportation and food grants and support for our students. We have a homework lab at BCC. Most of you have seen it when you come to the third floor at BCC, where we have a couple of desktops. Students can come in with their laptops, sit, and just do their homework. We offer coffee and snacks and things like that for them. Transfer application waiver support for students who are attending or want to attend or have been accepted into the UC system or CSU system. And we also have a BCC academic swag bag that we give students, which consists of a backpack, water bottles, a lot of academic supplies that they can take with them. Our programs of interest at BCC are American Sign Language. We have several students that are really interested in that because of family services and situations that they encounter. Multimedia is one of the big ones. A lot of our students are interested in animation, gaming, and things like that. And a lot of the sciences, biology is one of the major ones that our students like. mathematics. And so we're very fortunate. I want to thank, while I'm here, our staff, our counselors who really, really follow our students throughout their academic career. We work with all of the other services on campus, the Transfer Career Center, Basic Needs Center, tutoring, and we're a real close-knit family, and where we can give handoffs, for students. We can connect with the other departments to make sure that students don't fall through the cracks. So that is something that Berkeley City College offers, and I'm really just proud to be with EOPS at Berkeley City College, and also work with my colleagues at the other campuses.
Thank you. I'm just going to mention. I just want to mention that College Alameda has 473 students in the EOPS program, and most of the EOPS program, SELAM students are part of the EOPS. Before they become SELAM students, they're EOPS. And this learning community has brought students even from Chabot, knowing there's a SELAM. And College Alameda is the first college in 116 community college in the state of California that has SELAM first. Just want to mention that. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm gonna talk about Laney, and I'm gonna tell a little bit of a story, and I'm gonna be truthful. I've been in EOPS at Laney for it'll be 23 years, July, 24, something like that, long time. And so, as we talk about the 55th anniversary, and just as it pertains to Laney, I was asking myself, okay, so when did Laney get established? When did Laney get here, right? So they went through the motions with the city and different things. And long story short, they became a college, a community college in 1970, thereabouts. And then EOPS shortly came after that. And so, to my knowledge, EOPS has been in the same location at Laney all this time, so about 54 years. So we are nestled between the Welcome Center and Admission and Records, A106. Come by and see us. But I remember early on, before online applications, and it would be that time of the year when we would be distributing applications, which were paper applications. There would be line out like as early as 8 in the morning. I'm not a morning person, so I didn't even have time to drink coffee or anything. I would have to just throw my bags in the wherever and get in there. So the lines would be wrapped outside the hallway, outside past admission and records. And so it would get to be so much, and some situations would arise. So we were like, okay, what can we do so that everyone has a fair chance to get an application? So we even started doing little handmade paper number tickets, and we would give out so many in a day. Well, time has moved on, and now we have our applications online. So now there's a more virtual line. So currently, EOPS is serving a little over 500 students. Yes. Now we've been known over the years as more of a book program, right? Textbook program. So students would come up to the counter, I need help with my books, right? And it would always be about the books. Well, we are about that, and we're about, giving out the swag bags and whatnot. But most importantly are the other services that help students achieve their dreams and complete. And so we all come together. I want to, also recognize the other coordinators in the programs, our counselors, which we all know are key to student success because they map out that real important piece of paper of the student educational plan, which is important for students to have, especially when it gets time for priority registration. They already know pretty much what they're going to be doing. So that, and then we have peer advisors and other student staff, and we all come collectively to the succession of students. Finally, while I'm here, just the CARE program. It's a supplemental program established in 1982, and its focus is to provide additional services to those students that are single parents and are part of social service and whatnot. So helping them to achieve their dreams as well. Thank you.
Merritt College. This semester, Merritt is providing services to 243 students. Merritt offers 11 signature majors, and the allied health major are popular with our students. Most are interested in medical assisting and registered nursing. And if any of you have been out in our community hospitals, you may have run into Merritt College graduates. I know I have. Okay, I've run into nurses, I've run into orderlies, and there was even, when we had a licensed vocational nursing program, when I walked in to my mother's room, she was one of the people that was assigned to my mother. So and just the other day, one of our students returned and announced that she was accepted into the nursing program at CSU East Bay. It's quite a feat. Some of our program highlights, we do outreach and recruitment. We participate in recruitment at the Oakland Public High Schools. We were recently at Skyline. We do classroom presentations on campus, community college fairs, wherever we can fit in. And we recruit on our own campus. We do tabling, we also do special workshops for our students. Prior to the winter break, we collaborated with the other categoricals and we sponsored Winterfest. So the focus was to encourage students to enroll for the spring semester. But we also had that, we wanted to bring the community together so they could celebrate the holidays, they could meet each other, they could share food, and enjoy some activities. Another service that we offer are transportation assistance. We offer gas cards to our students, one per month, and this assists them in coming to campus, and it's really been appreciated. I think I don't know how many I handed out today, but it's really popular. Okay, all right, thank you.
I really want to thank our incredible coordinators and counselors and everybody for their incredible work and presentation. And we're queuing up right now. I want to preemptively thank Angel Hunter for her work documented student voices of our EOPS students and alum that you're going to see here hopefully in a minute. And wanted to say this is just a small snippet that we are going to be elevating the voices of the students, many who might not be in this little small video tonight for the board, but will be promoted all month long on behalf of the Peralta Colleges and our 4 incredible campuses. And yep, I'm wearing my swag. Yep, okay. All right, Mark.
I think that if I hadn't had the benefit of EOPS, I would have continued that cycle of starting school and stopping school, starting school and stopping school, instead of going on to be the valedictorian of the class in 1992, win the Chancellor's Trophy, and get a full scholarship at Holy Names.
If you ask Miss Ramona anything, she is going to see what she can do for you and what the program can provide.
When you meet with the counselor and like how close you get to that degree, it's just like an exciting feeling that you get. In that last counseling meeting that I petitioned for the degree, like I was in shock. So that was like a happy moment that I got to do it with EOPS and CARE as well.
I was a full-time student, still am a full-time student, and I work full-time, and I'm a single parent. When I joined EOPS, that was probably my 10th time enrolling in school over a 20-year period. They believed in me, and today I sit on the school board of the Emeryville Unified School District.
Me moving away from like my hometown to a new city, it was a little hard, but being part of EOPS, I had like some mentors that guided me. They gave me a CTE grant so I can be able to buy tools. They've been like guiding me like, okay, like take this class that could help you to pass this class, and also like reference me to like other tutoring sessions and like internships too.
EOPS gave me the guidance and resources for support in my life and during my education journey. I needed to navigate my education successfully from Laney College to transferring to a four-year university, which I am doing it now at San Jose State University.
For a few semesters, I was homeless, and just having my EOPS counselor like motivating me through that, having that connection with my EOPS counselor provided a safe space for me to find just a lot of strength, courage, and hope through this journey of mine.
My life is gonna change for the better for my daughter. So, yeah, I'm lucky to be able to be a part of the Merritt community, you know, and the EOPS community. And I feel like people, if you're scared to start college, go to Merritt. Go to Merritt and apply for the EOPS program because they're gonna help you. Like, I'm blessed. Like, I'm about to go to SF State now, you know? Oh, I can't talk.
So board, again, it's the struggle for civil rights and social justice baked into our mission and vision in this district, our outstanding professionals who help lead and support, and those amazing student voices. It's my pleasure and honor to honor and thank the EOPS program for their dedicated service and to offer you all the opportunity to ask questions and also hopefully adopt a resolution supporting the 55th year of EOPS and EOPS month this April. Thank you.
Mr. Ewan?
Thank you for the presentation. I mean, I've known about EOPS for decades, but not in this level of detail. And so just getting the up close is really nice. One of the things I noticed in the presentation is that College of Alameda does an especially good job for the size of the college in recruiting EOPS students. And I'm wondering, why is that? What are you doing at College of Alameda that seems to be so successful?
Hello? Okay. So like I mentioned in the presentation, we do a lot of outreach. Do a lot of high school outreach throughout Oakland Unified School District, San Leandro Unified School District. Not only that, we also bring them to College of Alameda where we give them a tour of our CTE programs. And like I mentioned, there's dental assistant and diesel mechanic. The other CTE that I didn't mention is aviation and auto. These are very popular CTE programs. So we have students all the way from San Leandro, you know, interested in our programs. And due to that, the number of enrollment in EOPS rise. And also SALAM students. I also mentioned that College of Alameda is the first to have this new learning community program. And because of SALAM, they feel comfortable in the college. They don't see it like just a college, but as a second home for them. They feel like they're are recognized, and they feel like they have the opportunity to seek higher education. And so the word goes around, it spreads. And so they're coming, like I mentioned, they're coming from Chabot College because of the program.
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you. Especially good work there, and congratulations to all the programs.
Two things. Also, I did not know about the history of EOPS, so thank you for educating me on that. And I never knew the story of the nickel intertwined nails. That was also really interesting, so I enjoyed that. And really just a statement. And my statement is thank you for doing the work of angels. You all are amazing, and you are endless patience, love and support, and truly you are angels on earth. So thank you for the work that you do.
The question. Yeah, thank you for the presentation and for steeping us in the history of the civil rights movement as the impetus for this program. And I wonder, sorry, I'm wondering about just from the stories in the video, which were really, I think, very powerful. How many, like, what percentage of the students are young people coming in from high school, and who we heard some stories of people who've been trying to go to school for, 10 years, 20 years, and just needing that extra support. Just wondering if you could speak to that a little bit.
Well, percentage, I don't have that number, but what I see at Laney EOPS is more a little bit older students. Sometimes I get students that tell me, oh, their life was happening, and they say, oh, I finally, I wanted to come back to school. So what I see more at Laney is more older, a little bit older. So yeah, I'll just say that. So I don't have a percentage.
That's really helpful just to get a sense. And I think that just speaks to the power of the program, that we can reach students who are coming back and older students, which really need that support to be successful. So thank you.
And also, it's kind of the same with Berkeley City College. We get high school students that come in, but it's really the returning students that really are very successful, because by the time they come back in, they're ready to settle down, they're ready for their academics. As Elsie was one of our returning students, and by the time she got back, she was just really ready to get her degree and move forward. So sometimes I want to say students take a little bit of time to decide what they want to do, and then from there, they can really settle into the programs.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Trustee.
I will also like to mention that we also have returning students to College Alameda that have been gone since the COVID, but now returning. And at the beginning, they felt, unconfident, but with the support of our counselors and staff, they feel more at home. They feel like they're not alone. So we're not just counselors. We're advocators. We make sure they utilize all the services, financial aid, admission and record. They need SAS. We make sure they understand the mental health support we have in the College of Alameda. And so they feel like they're, like I said, College of Alameda is a second home for them.
I want to echo, hello. I want to echo my colleagues saying thank you so much for everything that you do. It's just such an inspiring presentation, so thank you for being here. My question is to you and to the Chancellor, how can we continue to support you?
So we're big steeped in a long history of EOPS care, CalWorks, and you can see that each campus is unique in its own way with fundamental things that make EOPS what it is. And I have to say, me personally, I'm a product of EOPS, and so really just grateful to be standing alongside these folks. We have statewide an 85% retention rate and 1-year persistence, and a statewide completion rate of 51% for EOPS students who earn an award or transfer within 6 years. And Peralta Community College District in last academic year served in excess of 1,500 students. And so the work continues, to continue to uplift these student voices, to pass acknowledgements and resolutions like you will tonight, and then begin to continue just to support our work together as we support the programs, I think are some of the pieces that I would say would be helpful.
To answer your question, to be helpful, I think come visit our campuses. Come and do a workshop for our students on how to write the perfect essay, or tutor for an hour, or any of those things, because a lot of times students feel a little self-conscious about talking to administrators and things like that. So it would be really a benefit for them to really see you on campus, not just on the TV.
So earlier this evening, there was a student, a cosmetology student, and so I didn't know that they were considering not having the night classes. So we have a lot of we're CT campus, so we have a lot of cosmetology, culinary students. I have a lot of cosmetology students that are single parents. So maybe supporting the cosmetology students and seeing what can be done about not canceling those evening classes. So I would say that to support. Thank you.
So I had one question. Is there a limit on the number of EOPS students we can have in Peralta?
Based on the funding that we receive, there's really no
I can hear you.
Yeah, we got it.
But I thought I was loud enough. The state of California suggests how many students we serve. But we really don't usually turn students away. We can offer them something, whether it's a counseling appointment, a book loan, or something like that. A warm handoff to financial aid or our basic needs center. So we're kind of there for everyone. And so, yeah.
So I just had one comment too. I'm a little bit of a graduation fanatic. I love going to our graduations. And it almost seems there's a rule that the EOPS students have to be the most excited, the most boisterous, the most joyful students at graduation. And
I know the staff is.
I can see, and I can see why the support you give them.
Thank you.
So this resolution,
I don't want to not say anything, right?
Oh.
But everybody's already kind of said the things. So I just want to reiterate, or just kind of ditto, reiterate, just saying thank you. Thanks for the information. Thank you for continuing this and being very supportive and just excited for, the students get excited when they see you excited, right? And so I appreciate that. And the same with, as Trustee Delphine Polk said, please email me, at least directly. I don't want to speak for everybody. And invite me. Like, I'd love to do the things. So yeah.
I would also love to help out as someone who has personally benefited from EOPS and getting to know Ms. Ramona, like literally one of the first people I met walking in and getting a campus tour. So yeah, just so much gratitude. Thank you so much.
So maybe with that, we can ask you to read the resolution. Oh, we're not going to read it? So I guess we're not gonna read. Okay, you want to? Okay.
It's fair.
Would you like me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Resolution in support of EOPS and designating April 2025 as Extended Opportunity Programs and Services EOPS Month. Whereas amidst the struggle for civil rights and social justice, California's State Senate Bill 164 was put into law on September 4th, 1969, establishing extended opportunity programs and services. And whereas California Education Code codified extended opportunity programs and services for the California community colleges, and whereas the California Code of Regulations, Title V, set the implementation of EOPS for the California community colleges, and whereas extended opportunity programs and services was established to encourage local community colleges to establish and implement programs directed to identifying those students affected by language, social, and economic handicap, and to assist those students achieve their educational objectives and goals. Whereas extended opportunity programs and services is a categorical program whose funds are intended to support students who are underserved, are educationally and economically disadvantaged, and often are first-generation college students, and whose monies have been restricted to protect funding to serve these students. And whereas extended opportunity programs and services has demonstrated its long-term success with a statewide retention rate of 85%, one-year persistence, and a statewide completion rate of 51% for EOPS students who earned an award or transferred within 6 years. This is from the EOPS Impact Study 2.0 highlights, the RP Group, August 2022. Consistently the highest of any large-scale student support program. And whereas every college in the Peralta Community College District participates in extended opportunity programs and services and served in excess of 1,500 students in the latest academic year available. Now therefore be it resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Peralta Community College District hereby congratulates Extended Opportunity Programs and Services on its 55 years of serving students and reaffirms its commitment to the support of EOPS, and resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Peralta Community College District supports the integrity of extended opportunity programs and services by affirming that their categorical funds should be used exclusively to serve EOPS students according to Title V. And be it further resolved that the Board of Trustees of the Peralta Community College District join with the California Community Colleges Extended Opportunity Programs and Services Association in celebrating April 2025 as EOPS Month, and encourages colleges to foster awareness of EOPS to promote student success.
Move approval.
Second.
Second to the approval. So we have a first and a second. Any discussion on it from the board? Okay.
Student trustee Parmigiani?
Yes.
Student trustee Byrne?
Yes.
Trustee Withrow?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Ewan?
Yes.
Trustee Napoli Bellarice?
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk?
Yes.
Trustee Johannes?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Brito?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 12.3, Chancellor.
12.2, Board President.
Okay, thank you.
Good evening, trustees. So item 12.2 and 12.3 are similar in scope. Remember the district governing board, we developed a voluntary resignation incentive program. The district has met with the bargaining units, and 12.2 is asking you to approve the tentative agreements we have with SEIU and PFT. And item 12.3 is an addendum, an MOU to the TA that you previously approved back in you previously executed back in February with Local 39, which is to add some additional language to their agreement.
Move approval of both items.
Have a roll call, please.
Student trustee Parmigiani?
Yes.
Student trustee Byrne?
Yes.
Trustee Withrow?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Ewan?
Yes.
Trustee Napoli Bellarice?
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk? Yes. Trustee Johannes?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Brito?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 12.4.
Education code, as you all remember, Board of Trustees, at your previous meeting in February, you adopted non-resident tuition fees for the next fiscal year, and you do this on an annual basis. This fee is determined by a number of different options that districts have to choose the fee. You took, the district submitted the new fee that you approved in February based on our contiguous districts, which was approved at the rate of $370. However, upon submission to the state, the fee was rejected because we noted that the district in a previous year had selected a state average calculation, so we can't change between the ways in which we select it. So in 2024, the district raised our fee to $406, approximately $24 higher than the surrounding districts. But due to our choice in the previous year, we cannot lower our international fee to less than the statewide average, which is now $400 a unit. So we're asking the board tonight to adopt a 2025-26 non-resident tuition fee of $400 per semester.
Can I get a motion?
Per unit, sorry.
Second.
Who made the original motion? Trustee Withrow. Call the question and roll call vote, please.
Student Trustee Parmigiani?
Yes.
Student Trustee Byrne?
Yes.
Trustee Withrow?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Yuan?
Yes.
Trustee Napoli Bellarice?
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk?
Yes.
Trustee Johannes?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Brito?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Motion passes.
12.5, Chancellor.
In accordance with public contracting code and a moment of celebration for Laney College, what we're putting before you tonight, board, is an agreement for construction services with Thompson Builders Corporation, which authorizes them to be the general contractor for the Laney College Library and Learning Resources Center project. And a picture will be on the screen to show you the rendering of that project. But all of the submitted documents and bidding documents and information is there, but we're excited to be bringing this project forward and what it will look like on the Laney College campus here soon.
Move approval.
Second. Roll call vote, please, or any discussion?
Can I just say? This thing is so long in coming, and I think it's a real testament to the team that we have on board right now that it's finally here. In particular, I'm really excited about the schedule and that we've figured out liquidated damages up front to just move this thing along. Congratulations to the entire team, and particularly the team from Laney College that has just really a decade of work, maybe decade and a half, something like that, has gone into this. Wow, amazing. Thank you.
Roll call?
Student Trustee Parmigiani?
Yes.
Student Trustee Byrne?
Yes.
Trustee Withrow?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Yuan?
Yes.
Trustee Napoli Bellarice?
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk?
Yes.
Trustee Johannes?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Brito?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 12.6, Chancellor.
So item 12.6 is exciting because it is the end of the College of Alameda Auto Diesel Complex, and a picture will come up here soon. But what we're putting before you tonight is a resolution declaring the futility of bidding. Because we're so far into the project, we're at a point where it doesn't make sense to go out and actually bid for the additional work needed to actually close this project out. That's what's in front of you tonight, so that you can ratify change order number 11 and actually almost officially complete this project. So pretty excited for COA.
Someone make the motion, please?
So moved.
Second.
So do you get that?
I got Trustee Withrow as the first and Trustee Johannes as the second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Student Trustee Parmigiani?
Yes.
Student Trustee Byrne?
Yes.
Trustee Withrow?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez Yuan?
Yes.
Trustee Napoli Bellarice?
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk?
Yes.
Trustee Johannes? Trustee Gonzalez Brito?
Yes.
Trustee Quinlan?
Yes.
Motion passes.
an exciting opportunity for us to approve and ratify a resolution with W.E. Lyons Construction Company for the completion of the Laney College Fabrication Workshop Relocation Project. So again, this is asking, because where we are in the project, for adopting a resolution declaring the futility of public bidding and ratifying change order number 4 to close this incredible project out.
Move
Okay.
approval.
So moved.
Second.
Trustee Withrow, second.
Student
Roll call.
Student trustee Parmigiani,
Yes.
student trustee Byrne,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice.
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
12.7, right? Item 12.8. Consider Board of Trustee nominations for the California Community College Trustees Board election slate for 2025. So I reviewed the candidates. I reviewed their biographies they provided to us. I sat through the presentations they made to the different caucuses, and I talked with a number of these people. And so I am making a motion that we vote for Rebecca Barrett from Contra Costa Community College District, Jose Alcala from Riverside Community College District, Inez De Luna from Napa Valley Community College District, and our own Deanna Delphin Polk from Peralta.
Second.
I just want one comment is that I talked to everybody except Inez, but in her presentation, every one of these trustee candidates emphasized the need to improve the funding for the community college systems. And they did it it was a big part of their presentation and something they were very passionate about.
If I may, President, I'm really grateful for the assistance that you've provided in this. This has not been easy. There are 16 people running for 4 seats with 3 incumbents running. So thank you very much for your support, the entire board, as we continue on. So I won't know until May, but I really appreciate the support I've gotten here at home.
Call the question, and can we get a roll call?
Student trustee Parmigiani,
Yes.
student trustee Byrne,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice.
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, so I think we're at 12.9. Consider ratification of the payment warrant report for the period covering February 1st, 2025 to February 28th, 2025. Board President Quinlan will recuse himself and leave the dais.
Move approval. Second.
Oh, sorry, any discussion? That was me. Okay, yeah, so we can. Yeah, we're ready for.
Student trustee Parmigiani,
Yes.
student trustee Byrne,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice.
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Board of Trustees reports. Go ahead.
Hello. So as you may know, last month was Women's History Month, and being a member of Women's Leadership Club has been something that I'm so grateful for. I joined last year, and now we're trying to start the annual tradition of having a women's career panel. So thank you to Chancellor Gilbertson for being there. And we had remarkable women come up, and we were able to highlight their careers and showcase how women can be in various career paths to the Berkeley City College community. Also, Laney is hosting a Laney basketball tournament. And last time I checked, it was set for April 25th from 11 to 4 p.m. And it's for any students and the whole community. So faculty and staff are welcome too. Me and Pierce are planning on being there and also joining some of the teams. I am hoping to join Laney College President Frida's team. And something quickly, we were fortunate to work with the Peralta Safety Director Pridgeon on the Peralta campus safety video that's available now on YouTube. So we were happy to provide some insight and just bring a student's perspective to what we would like to see. And then also the students are able to vote for the Associated Student Body elections for the Peralta District. It started today and it's open until Wednesday tomorrow, April 9th at 11:59 p.m. So for all students, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to speak. My voice was shot down this weekend, but I'm gonna start with last month. Back in March, I was able to attend the Community Partners Breakfast, where I spoke alongside other student leaders about my college experience, hosted by the learning cohorts at BCC, as well as Skylar Barden and Dree, both amazing counselors at Berkeley City College, and got to meet with so many amazing people at this specific event. Also, this weekend, as you could tell, I was heavily advocating for Peralta and had the pleasure of attending the yearly SSCCC conference alongside Trustee Parmigiani and some students from all four of the Peralta colleges, where we passed over 80 resolutions and attended workshops to learn how we can enhance our resources by speaking with other students from other community colleges from across the state. I also want to give a quick shout out to all the Peralta delegates who spent countless hours doing research on every resolution in the SSCCC packet. And I want to congratulate Davina, Fatima, and TK for getting elected to the region positions. I know each of these individuals will not only represent Peralta to the best of their ability, but also our region as a whole. So thank you.
Anybody? So, go ahead.
So, let's see, I'm looking forward this week to attending the Asian Pacific Americans in Higher Education Conference, which is right here in Oakland. We are a host district, and I'm looking forward to hearing the remarks of our Chancellor at the opening. If you've never been and you're not registered, tough luck, it is sold out. But I bet you could probably crash the gates and hang out in the lobby and meet some very cool people. The other thing that I'm looking forward to next week is the Peralta Online Equity Conference, which is an extraordinary event, and it doesn't cost anything, and you can drop in. It's all online. It's a whole range of people from all over the country looking at how we bring equity to online education. And we're the host district for this. It's kind of incredible. Wow, what talent we have. So I just wanted to, I know our vice president's can make an announcement about it, but I wanted to really highlight it for anybody who has any interest in figuring out what are people doing online and how are we closing that gap. This is the place to be, and you don't need to be there the entire time. So that's my shout out. Sign up. Doesn't cost anything either. Thanks.
So I have one report on August 26th at Laney College. It's April, so it's time for our Laney's annual CTE open house. It's an opportunity to visit the campus and see the incredible career education programs, the massive equipment and technology that they've acquired to teach our students and prepare them for the workforce. I think Laney now has something like 22 career education programs. a lot. 26, okay, I'm behind the times. But it's amazing. It's amazing to see the students there and talk to the instructors and see what kind of support they need. But it's a great opportunity to see our colleges at their best. And announcements.
So, sorry. Board of Trustees announcements. 1, Love Your Future. Early enrollment for current student cohorts begins this week with open enrollment for the summer and fall terms beginning on Monday, April 14th. Visit the Peralta website to start the application or enrollment process. 2, students, please vote. As we heard from our student trustees, the election for Associated Student Representation and the referendum on campus transportation, including AC Transit Easy Pass, and a new Peralta shuttle bus service is taking place online today and tomorrow. Your voice matters. 3, join us for the virtual Peralta Online Equity Conference beginning Monday next week from April 14th through the 16th. It's free. Visit the Peralta website for registration information. 4, the virtual 7th Annual California Community College LGBTQIA+ Summit is taking place next week on Tuesday and Wednesday, April 15th and 16th from 9 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. The Peralta Community College District is a proud sponsor. See Peralta Gems for the link to register. It's free. And lastly, Black Student Success Week will take place April 21st to 25th. This year's theme is Lift Up, Level Up, the Rise of Black Serving Institutions. There will be statewide events online plus events at the colleges.
Thank you. And it's now time to adjourn the meeting.